Hey, what's up, everyone? You are listening or watching the My Comic Book Journey podcast. I'm your host, Kennedy. And for this issue, we shall go back to August, September 1964 with Young Romance. Okay, many of you are wondering, wait a minute, that's not superhero, it's DC? What the heck? So, before DC Comics, the company was known as National Comics, but for a short time, they went with Superman DC National Comics, as you can see in the upper left. And just in case you don't forget, the title of the series and the company logo was displayed in nearly every page. While Superman, Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and The Flash were notable superheroes, to reach out to different demographics, especially for women who enjoyed romantic storylines, DC had Young Romance and a few other romance titles. Inside, you will find 3 romance stories: a cartoon, a text based story, and some promotional. In this case, for issue 131, it was Miss Young America. Let me show you some artwork from this one so you can check it out. There you go. So, the first story is titled On the Eve of Happiness. It's a story about a young woman who dreams of finding the love of her life, wanting to meet Mr. Right, and having those situations that one would see in the movies. One day, she sees the man of her dreams as they were going through a revolving door. After a few dates, immediately she tells him that she wants to get married, and immediately she notices a change with the man she has fallen in love with. What is wrong? And then there's a cartoon called Beatnik by Mort Drucker, one panel that features the life of Beatnik, how a woman like him becomes, how a woman likes him because he's wild, emotionally insecure, inadequate, and shallow, and how he would make for a great writer. In the story's second meeting, the story is about Abby attending the anniversary party for Victor and Sue. What is weird is that Victor is Abby's ex-boyfriend, and another guy, Brian, is uh, um, Sue is his ex-girlfriend. So a little awkward as their exes have found love with each other and are now married, but both are hurting in their own way. When Abby takes a trip to Rome, surprisingly, she and Brian see each other. And as the two hang out as friends, they begin to grow closer with each other. But as Brian tries to kiss her, Abby doesn't want to go further and feels they are doing it for the wrong reasons. As both head home, Abby starts to wonder about those feelings that she may have for Brian. There is also a letter section for Laura Penn and also the headdress of what ancient brides have worn back then. In the final story, Dreams Don't Count. Bonnie Taylor is a airline stewardess, and she has filled in twice on shift for her best friend Lori. As Lori and her boyfriend Todd are madly in love, Bonnie has started to fall for him as well. But when Lori is in a plane accident subbing for Bonnie, Bonnie starts to worry for Todd and starts to think that maybe she can move in and be the new love of his life. I found each story interesting, for one, with the first story and the woman telling her new boyfriend that she wants to get married, and then she notices a change with the man. It's quite obvious. The character's going a bit quick. This character is going a bit quick, thinking that now she's dating Mr. Right. She needs to marry him right away, so he will be hers. Yeah, sign of the times, right? Depiction on female characters and also romance. Just very interesting. Second storyline is something that we see far too often in drama shows. Grey's Anatomy, anyone? And the final story, I don't understand why Lori felt the need to have her boyfriend give her best friend a French kiss as a favor for subbing for her shift. As much as ones are best friends, you just don't have your uh, significant other kissing another woman, right? Needless to say, Bonnie Taylor becomes a character for the Young Romance series as she tries to find true love. And I enjoyed Mort Drucker's Beatnik, although it's only one page long. As for this issue of Young Romance, it came with a lot that I went through eBay. So this is something I usually don't buy. But the way I looked at it is that, you know what, let's read it, and I figured what kind of storyline would it be. So Definitely overly dramatic, but again, sign of the times during the 1960s. And for those who dig romance comics or romance comic book stories, you'll no doubt enjoy this comic book series. So definitely give it a try if you like that. Young romance. You probably could find them cheap, lots online on eBay, possibly. So, okay, you all take care, and I'll see you later. Wink, wink, and